So Outlander season 7 episode 4 came out today, so I wanted to talk about this scene in particular and compare it to the books. Obviously, this will have spoilers for the show and the books, so if you were looking to avoid those, please do keep on scrolling. All right, so at the beginning of this episode, we see William get sent out on a mission from Captain Richardson to deliver these letters to 3 men. In the books, it's 4 men, including Washington as a name. And he has to go through this horrific swamp in order to get there. He has his horse spooked by a snake and falls and injures his arm on a stick. All of that is true to the books. The deviation from the books is that when young Ian happens upon him in the woods, he is actually with a group of Indians, whereas in the show, they actually chose to have Ian be alone, which I preferred because we're able to get to the meat and potatoes of the scene, which is the relationship between these two right away. In the books, when young Ian meets him, we're in William's perspective, and William doesn't know if Ian is someone who's here to help him or hurt him because he is speaking in Mohawk to these other Indians, and Ian later tells him that they were trying to sell him to Ian, so he does him a solid and tells the Indians leave him alone, and they all sit together in a camp around a fire, and it is there that young Ian and William begin conversing. Obviously, we know that young Ian knows who William Ransom is at this point, but in the show, they've done a better job of kind of reinforcing that before the interaction. In the books, there wasn't the scene between Ian and Jamie prior to him running into William. Because we're in the internal monologue of William in the books, we can see that he is very suspicious of Ian, but also very curious of Ian. And the two begin talking about Mohawk custom and specifically the death song that he had heard about. And young Ian is able to confirm to him that that is a true thing. William then begins to think about what his would be. And in the books and in the show, he refers to himself as William James, which is the name that was given to him by Jamie at Hellwater as his papist secret name. But after that, there is a scene where one of the other Indians who is sitting around the fire with Ian and him asks him, "Are you going to die because you're trying to sing your death song?" And William says no, and the Mohawk asks him what his spirit animal would be, and William picks a bear. And the last scene of that chapter in the books is young Ian returning to the hunters to check in on him, make sure he's okay, and he leaves him with a horse, some money to bring to town, and also a little baggie, which we find out is a bear tooth on a necklace that Jamie gave to him. Young Ian tells William that is from someone named Bear Killer, and I'm really sad that they left this out, but I hope we get it later.